Well, congratulations if you just picked up your Apple Watch SE 2. Now, this is a beautiful Apple Watch. It has a ton of capability within it, and hopefully by the end of this video, you have a great understanding of how to use this specific watch. Now, first of all, if you just booted this thing up, I've already went through the actual setup process. But if you're very new to your Apple Watches, all you have to do is grab your iPhone or maybe even other Apple products, bring it close to your specific Apple Watch like this and turn it on, and you should be able to get a little pop-up on your watch or your phone that tells you to connect to it. So I've made tons of tutorials on my second channel on how to do this, so you can go and watch those. I'll leave some linked in the description, but I'm assuming you already went through the initial setup. Now your Apple Watch SE 2 comes in two different sizes. So you either get the 40mm size or you get the higher end 44mm size. Both of them have pretty much the same type of capability. The only thing you're getting is a little bit of a bigger battery on the bigger model, but even on this one I have the base model of the 40mm size, and it's more than capable enough for my needs. Now in this specific case, I do have the little yellow band around it, which we'll get into in a second, but you have a few ways to turn on the display and turn on the watch. You can hold down the side button here, which you have two buttons on the side. You have a little digital crown here, which allows you to pretty much turn around this little knob. You can also click it into place, which will wake the display up. But you also have this little side button here, which will allow you to go ahead and hold it down. And you can turn off your watch, you can turn it on if you haven't turned it on yet. And that's pretty much it on this side. You also have a microphone here, which is really awesome. Now on the back, we have our little area where we're able to charge our Apple Watch with. So all we have to do is grab our charging cable, which came in the box, and we can plug it in straight into the back of our Apple Watch here. So I'm sure most of you have seen one by now, but it's a little like puck, and it just kind of magnetizes on the back of here, and I'm a big fan of that as well. Now on the back of our Apple Watch, we do have two different tabs. So we have a little tiny button up top, we have a little tiny button at the bottom. Now the reason these are important is because this allows us to unattach and detach our bands. So what we can do, and the way I typically do it, is I go ahead and I kind of press my fingernail right inside of that little button right there. So I go and click it into place, and I can go ahead and then slide out these bands just like this. Now you can also do the same thing on this side as well. So go ahead, click it right into place, and go ahead and slide these things out just like this, and you should be able to get your bands out like that. Now if you want to plug them back in, all you have to do is go and kind of find in the groove right here, and slide this right into that one spot right there. So go ahead and slide it in right there, just like so, click it into place, and you want to do the exact same thing on this side as well. So go ahead and do that. Go ahead and slide it right into place right here. And that is it. And your band will now be attached to it and detached if you want to do it like that. Now with the Apple Watch itself, you have the ability of customizing this to whichever way you want to, which is really cool. So what you can do here is you can go ahead and, like I said, you can tap the display to power it or light it up, but you can also kind of slot the display to turn it off. So sometimes with my own personal Apple Watch, if I look at it and I don't want to put my watch away, I can just slap it and it'll go away. But if you look at the watch, it'll turn on. And if you typically look away from it, it should turn off. So it looks like it kind of messed up a little bit. So you can see it should turn off if I go and go like this. If I go and look at it, it turns on. Again, a little finicky, but that's pretty much the way it goes. Now with the Apple Watch itself, we have our watch face, which is the first thing that we typically see. Now we can customize this. I'll get into that in a second. But at the very top, what you want to do is you want to slide from the top just like this, and this is your notification panel. So very similar to an iPhone or any other device, if you slide down from the top, you should be able to get into this panel, and this will show you all the notifications that you have. As you can see, we don't have any notifications. Now, if you want to go back, just like gestures on your iPhone, you can swipe back out here, you can swipe up from the bottom, but also with this side button here, it allows you to go and click here, and you can use it somewhat as a home button. So if you don't want to, or if you're not familiar where you are, you can just click here, and you'll basically always come home. Now you can also swipe up from the bottom as well. You can come into this panel. Now one cool thing about the Apple Watches is that the digital crown on the side, not only can you click it, but you can also swipe with it. So if you kind of turn it with your finger, you don't click on it, you just kind of turn it, you can see we're able to go ahead and navigate through here. Now it's still a touchscreen, so you can still navigate here if you want to, but it's really cool that you have the ability of kind of quickly, just scrolling through here if you really want to. Now here you basically have the ability of utilizing your quick toggles. So you can turn on your Wi-Fi, your vibration mode, your battery percentage, you can turn on your do not disturb mode, so many other things here, airplane mode, change the font size, there's so many other things here, and you can click the edit button at the bottom to actually edit those panels as well. So you have a lot of different capability here too, which is really awesome. At the end of the day, that's another really awesome thing. Now we can click back at the home button and we can come back home. Now one other thing I want to show you before we get into our watch face is actually with our applications. So if you click on the home button right here, or the little digital crown, you'll come into this panel. Now what this panel will allow you to do is it will basically allow you to see all the applications that you have on your Apple Watch. Now, this is a really cool, nice touch that Apple has provided us. Now, the reason why I really like this is you can see all the applications you have, your phone calls, your iMessages, your calculator application, so many other things here. One application I'll show you in a second is your settings app, but we'll get into that in a second. But typically, most people will see this and they'll basically get the idea of how to use their Apple Watch, and it's very basic as of this point. Now, clicking on here will come back home. Now, I want to go ahead and showcase to you the watch faces. So here, what you can do is if you don't like the watch face you're at, or if you want to customize it, you can hold down on your Apple Watch face right here, and you'll see we'll get into this edit panel. Now, if we go and click edit right at the bottom, we can go ahead and edit up a lot of different things here. Now, you can swipe between the sides to go ahead and change up your coloring. So if you want to change your coloring here, you can swipe to the side here and you can add more colors. You can swipe again to change it, the widgets. So you can change the Sunday whatever to something else. You can go ahead and change it to whatever other widget. Let's say I want this one. Well, you have the ability of customizing this a lot of different ways, which is so awesome. Now, clicking the home button again, you can go and kind of solidify it, and clicking it again will go and change it. However, another thing you can do is customize and add a new watch face. So holding it down, we can swipe to the side, we can click the plus button, and what we can do here is we can actually go ahead and basically add a new watch face. So here, let's say we want this new, whatever this one is, right? What we can do is we can go and find it, click add next to it, and we can go ahead and then customize this watch face as well. So now what we can do is swipe to the side, we can go and change the colors here as well. So we can go and grab these colors, we can go and swipe it again, and we can go and change these ones. Like there's a lot of capability here, which is really cool. You can add a new widget here too by scrolling down and choosing whichever one you want. So there's a lot of capability here too. And just like I showed before, you click the home button, you click the home button again, and now this watch face has been, customized. Now you can also go ahead and force touch kind of or hard press on the side of the display right here, and you can actually change and kind of, navigate between watch faces like this. So now if you don't want this one, you can swipe between this one, and you don't have to hold it down or recustomize it. It's already in the background. You can also hold it down and you can swipe it. You can see that other watch face you made right there. But that is it. You now have the ability of seeing your notifications, editing your quick toggles, your application manager, and kind of going through here on your specific, watch face as well. Now, two other apps I want to show you if you click the digital crown here one time is the App Store. Now, if there's any applications you want to see if you can download, you can always make your way over to the App Store by just finding the App Store icon, and you should be able to see all the different applications that are available for your watch. So typically, if there's any watch or application available, you should be able to see it here, and this is another really cool advantage that you have on your specific Apple Watch. But a cool thing with these Apple Watches now is that you can click the search button up top, and now you can also go ahead and speak. So these ones don't have the keyboard, unfortunately. What you can do is type here, calculator, or I guess we have to do this one. And I guess I kind of messed that up, so I have to go into settings and enable it. But typically you would click that enable dictation, and you can go and talk within the Apple Watch too, which is so cool. Now, the other application I want to show you, if you click here, again, it triggers like a back button, but also like a home button as well. We can go and make our way over to our settings application, which look just like that. And what we can do now is we can go ahead and scroll through our notifications and general settings and so many other settings. Again, this is going to be a lot of information here, so what I would recommend doing is scrolling through and just kind of seeing all these other things and toggles you can go and edit up. Again, it shouldn't be really anything crazy. You should be kind of used to it for the most part. But one thing you can do is go ahead and click on the general option here. You want to click on software update, and one thing I would highly recommend doing is making sure your Apple Watch is up to date for the most part. If your Apple Watch is severely outdated, I mean, it's like you just bought it and it's like already like 2 versions old, I would recommend going through here and seeing if there's an update available. This will help make sure your Apple Watch is secure. It'll also help make sure your Apple Watch is up to date with all the features and cool things that currently Apple is supporting. So, clicking home once more, clicking the scrolling button once more, you'll come back home. So, this is a quick breakdown of how to use your Apple Watch. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or thoughts, let me know in the comment section below. Like I said, I will be making a ton of videos on my second channel as well, which is linked down in the description. So you can go ahead and watch those videos. If you have any other questions, maybe I've already made a video about it. But if not, leave it down in the comments. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.